Hello everybody, my name's Sharon Riley. I'm Aunty Sharon in the community. I'm an elder and a traditional owner of this country here at Lithgow. I'm not going to get involved with the in-depth of my family history because it's quite deep and cultural connections go back quite extensive. But I'm here today to talk about the work that we've been doing to create opportunities for Aboriginal people in this region. And for me as an Aboriginal person growing up in this community here at Lithgow, it was quite challenging. And there was no future opportunities for us as Aboriginal people growing up in this community as an Aboriginal person. It's been hard all our life. So we've had to work, not get work because of your Aboriginality. So you missed out on a lot of opportunities in that. But for me, I had strong cultural elders that we spoke our language growing up with our elders and things like that, and we have strong culture. So for me, life challenges, having strong culture helps, and it matters a lot because it matters on the outcome of what you're trying to achieve for the future, for future generations. And because of all those hardships that we lived growing up here in this community and across the region, it was my responsibility as a cultural elder to do things for my people, to give back to my people. I was lucky to have a career working in national parks and education before that. But with that skill development that I learnt through those processes, I've always lived on country and lived rural on the land. I've lived on farms all my life and worked for national park, worked in the bush. So for me, knowing culture, how to talk to country, how to read country, how to communicate with other Aboriginal communities across country mattered because our strong teachings from our elders, my elders, like my grandfather's Tracker Riley and the other grandfather, William Ferguson, and then on mum's line of the family here. So we've got some strong cultural knowledge that was ingrained into us growing up. So it was a need for us to create something good for future generations, for our people, because in my life journey there was no future generations and you had to leave if you wanted to become something. And for a lot of us, if you weren't wealthy enough to do that, you couldn't do it. So lots of jobs where you'd walk in the gate and get a job and then they see the colour of your skin and then you haven't got the job the next day. So, your children have to look at that stuff too. So I look at my daughter now, she leads this program and I'm so proud of her for doing that because she's come out of that paddock. She drives heavy plant machinery, but she knows the plants and knows the culture. So I'm very proud of her and now she's managing this program. But it's that next generation that's going to lead us into the future. And with us elders walking beside that generation, giving them guidance and the strength that they need to keep walking forward really matters a lot. So with that, yes, I went through a 7-year process to be invited to apply for the National Indigenous Rangers Program, and in that I had to go to Canberra to meet the politicians. One of the federal member here, Andrew G, he took us to Canberra to have a meeting, and I sort of just said, why do you only have Indigenous Ranger programs in the top end of Australia? You're forgetting about us blackfellas down here in the region. We've never left our country. And just because the colour of our skin's a little different to them, it doesn't mean to say we don't exist. And we haven't all been wiped out, so we're still here, we're strong. But in that, it was very hard work getting it to happen, but I'm very proud to say that we worked on that application ourselves. We didn't get any external people in to work on it for us that knew the greater good for us. Only Aboriginal people know what Aboriginal people need for future outcomes. And for us to lead that is a positive outcome for the future, I see. So we've been awarded our funding and we've been going for a huge process to set this program up, and we've gone from a small organisation to a massive business, small business, but it's quite a massive program. And for what we've had to develop into to make it happen has been really major. But I'm proud to say that it's all happened. We've been doing recruitment process now, moving into our office, and then we've got a few other things in the pipeline as well. But for the future for Lithgow, it's something new for Lithgow. It creates more jobs. So there's 17 jobs in the 17 new jobs in the region for Indigenous Rangers, and that's about caring for country and learning from us elders that knowledge, that language, and the cultural practices that we've continued to do all our life. So we've been doing a lot of traditional burns, but independently, because I don't believe you have to be a part of a party to be involved with stuff. When you've got knowledge and it's there to share, you share it and educate people. So I think it's really important the program's been successful, and here we are. So I can't wait for it to all happen. So before Christmas, we'll be introducing new rangers to the region. But it covers Lithgow, Oberon and Mudgee areas, so it's quite a big area that we cover. So we're employing people from right across, from Goulburn to Mudgee. We're doing recruitment. And it's competitive, quite competitive.
I was just wondering, what's the name of the organisation?
Mingaan Wiradjuri Aboriginal Corporation. We've been here for years, so long time. But because we've developed and grown, we've now been able to move into a new office space, which has been on the agenda for a long time. And a keeping place for our cultural material, so people can come and learn what that material is. Because there's a lot of things that go on in the region where artefacts are, dug up and things like that, and those artefacts need to be used for education for people, not just rebury the history. That's just like brushing that history under the carpet. You've unearthed them, they're beautiful things, and people with knowledge like myself, we can share that knowledge on what that means, what they were used for, and then the scientists will come in and do scientific analysis on those materials, and lo and behold, what we say they're used for, the research comes back with the evidence and says, oh my God, that's exactly right. So depending on the stone you use and things like that will depend on whether you're cutting meat or you're cutting plants. And traditional knowledge is really valuable and it needs to continue. So and respect it. So we live by Yindamurra. Any questions?
It's not from out left of centre, but
Go on.
I'm from the North Coast, I'm white, but with the artefacts, what about sacred sites such as birthing trees?
Oh, it's more than just that.
I know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We deliver Aboriginal site awareness training, and I've been doing that for many years, and I do that with a few other cultural knowledge holders like elders, senior elders. We all work for national parks, OEH for many years as heritage officers, and one of the uncles that does delivers the training with me, he was one of the first ones under Uncle Ray Kelly, so his knowledge on things like that is pretty significant. And then with your cultural landscapes, coastal stuff, there's clear indicators that are very different to what's happening here in this landscape. So things that might be a feature on the coast in a tree might not be in a tree out here. It might be in a stone formation, But then beyond this landscape, you're in Wiradjuri country. So beyond this landscape, Wiradjuri country differs in topography. So depending on what part of the topography in the landscape, and this is why Wiradjuri has so many different dialects in language. So, and we were taught you don't go in other people's country unless you understand that language, so you can communicate with those people. So language is a really significant thing. I've just done some new signs for a reserve we've been looking after. It's been protected, and it's a very sacred site, significant to a lot of Wiradjuri people right across Wiradjuri Nation. And on the new sign that we put out there, I intentionally put Wiradjuri languages first, but not Wiradjuri language, Wiradjuri languages first. So there's different dialects for different animals, different, ways of pronouncing it. So, and then you put the white fella version last, because too many times you put the English first and they read that and they don't care about the rest. So we're making it this way. You read our stuff first and then you'll work out what it is at the end. And so if you can get your tongue around that, you'll be right. But that's important. That was important to do those little things for when the public go out there, they see those things and they recognise those differences, because it's not just one blanket language across Wiradjuri country. But yeah, we're proud of the Rangers program, and it's something new for Lithgow, and who'd have thought Lithgow would get an Indigenous Rangers program. Yeah, because for me growing up here it was quite horrible. I used to beg Mum and Dad to let me go back out to Dubbo or Bree, and just so I could be with my black cousins, and because of the racism, and it's still here. So yeah, I'm quite mindful about those attitudes in this community, and through this Ranger program that's going to help break all those barriers down. Yeah, and it's going to be good at the new office, like the new centre, because it's a place where people can come and learn those things. So we'll have some nice displays and sit down and do some hands-on workshop things and conversations, and it can grow into anything really. But yeah, it's good to have rangers look after country, and that's about reviving our country.
It's fantastic, and we might crush you with some STEAM programs if we can.
Oh, good on you. No, that's all right, we're up for it. I like a challenge. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aunty Sharon.
Thank you.